What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live in effect on this Sunday. Man, it was a solid day today in terms of the weather. It wasn't too cold, wasn't too hot. You get in that weird space between, fall and between summer where it starts to cool down some days, but this was a pretty mild day with the weather. So yeah, how's everybody doing, man? We got a bunch of comments already. People was like, "Yo, what's a no show last week, man? I gotta get on there and see what's going on." Yeah, I took last week off. If you guys are in the Telegram group, you probably saw I took last week off. Had a lot of stuff to do with the fam, but we're back here and we're rocking out today. Let's see who's in the chat. Thirst for Truth, what's up, champ? How you been, man? Yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Joel popping his head in here. Good to see you here, bro. How you doing, Cynthia? Good to see you. Harmonious Balance. That's a familiar name. What's up? Kevin. Oh, snap. This is the first time Kevin been here in a while, right? Kevin popped up in the spot. What's up, Kev? My man Civic Maker every week. So loyal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, Mel? How you feeling, man? Cash. What's good, champ? My man said BX in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. So I just been hitting these books, doing more learning, having some fun doing the DS4194 form, which is the form for authentication at the federal level. So looking into stuff like that, looking into the SF 181, about to put that to use. But yeah, not it's not enough to just study, one must apply. So that's what I'm actually doing right now. See, I'm one of those people, before I apply something, I'll go ahead and, study it to make sure I can put it to practical use. Because the thing about it is there's so much information out here and it can be used a lot of different ways. It really all depends on what your circumstance is. As well, you probably heard on Wolf's channel when we were live 2 weeks ago. Was it last week, I think? Yeah, it was a gentleman who was like, it's a lot of ways to move around. You just have to apply those things depending on what your circumstance is. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. Continuously reading and studying. My man Wolf in the house. What's good, champ? Good to see you here too, man. But yeah. So let me see. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. I want to show you guys this. Now, somebody had mentioned that on this channel before about this particular thing I want to show you guys. They changed the logo in here too. It used to say share, it just says present now. That's odd. It makes more sense, but whatever. All right, take a look at this right here. I saw this on Instagram and I thought it was interesting. So let's chop it up. I want to hear you guys' opinion on this because this is only part one, but I'm very, very interested to know what you guys think about this. Because I've heard stories about the Grand Canyon, and somebody actually said the Grand Canyon had giants fossils or bones. Like in the in certain places, they were like giants' bones, like a giant femur would be on a certain part of the Grand Canyon. And the story is you're not allowed to fly over top of the Grand Canyon. It's a no-fly zone for reasons that certain places you can't go to because it'll make you disbelieve everything you've learned. But this is only what I've heard. I don't know how true it is. Let me know what you guys think.
We must talk about this ASAP. There's been a massive amount of conspiracy talk about the Grand Canyon being the actual path to Africa. And what's crazy is I just took a trip to Las Vegas. Y'all see I haven't even been on the app. When we flew over the Grand Canyon, I had that same exact thought. Then I got on TikTok and I seen this. These might be the First you had Pangea. Now if you zoom in on the map, you see the United States, right? And then you see Africa right next to it. North America, Africa. This goes right along with me and my brother's conspiracies theory that all the Area 51s across the globe were connected in Pangea, and when we separated, those portals allow everything to connect between us and the Earth and dimensional travel. Like the Grand Canyon, pyramids in Egypt, Stonehenge, I mean all these places with these unique locations and meanings. It's looking like the Grand Canyon just may be part of that. conspiracy starts to get really interesting. So the Grand Canyon has 6 no-fly zones. And also you have parts of the canyon which you can't explore without executive supervision. I think this may be because they're hiding ancient history. 1909, G.E. Kincaid went on a grand exploration through the Colorado River, where he came across and discovered caves such as the one behind me. They're not natural caves, they were hard carved caves. Carr said that this cave alone contained mummies, hieroglyphic writings all throughout the caves, war weapons, and copper instruments that were sharp as steel. Craziest thing about it is that he said these caves could hold up to 50,000 people. So you can only imagine how advanced this cave actually was, especially for the time period he discovered it in 1909. But hey, it just might be a coincidence or just a conspiracy or something. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about the Grand Canyon.
Man, that is very interesting stuff, man. That is very interesting stuff. So what I was basically telling you guys before I played the video, pretty much he pretty much restated there is indeed no fly zones near the Grand Canyon, and there's certain places you are not allowed to go unless you have clearance. It's probably government clearance, I can imagine. You probably have to have the same clearance to get to Area 51 or something like that. But yo, there is a lot of things that they are not disclosing, and whenever you're not allowed to go somewhere without one of them there with you, there's something there that you're not supposed to see. Or if you mess around and see it, now you got to stay there. You can't. Now you work here, motherfucker. Oh, you thought you was going to see some shit and come back and talk about it. They gonna slap an employee name tag on you, like your name is now Chuck. Go over there and lift them heavy ass boxes and take them over to the neurological transmitter room, right next to the teleportation transistor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff. Mhm. But yeah, like whenever there's a situation where there's a place you're not allowed to go, 9 times out of 10, you know what I mean? It's a place you're not supposed to be, because what you see in that particular place can change the whole perspective and the narrative of what they've been teaching, man. You know, what are we talking about here? Okay, so there's no certain way to do the process. What do you? Oh, you talking about the authentication? It depends on what you're talking about. Look up HR 9157. I hope they pass it. Y'all talking about everything except the Grand Canyon. Rashad Jamal said this. Okay. I heard it leads to Africa. That, yeah, somebody else has said that too. That it's actually a path to the motherland itself, and that is interesting too in itself on his face, because it just goes to show, you know what I mean. Things like the Bering Strait and stuff like that, the giant ice bridge that existed between North America and supposedly Europe or Asia or such. That giant block of solid ice, or they said it was ice. Who knows how true that is? It's supposed to have been overtaken by water. But here's the interesting thing: there's actually land masses in between those places that still exist, and they're heavily vegetated. So there is life on those specific islands or land masses of such. So who knows, man? It's I like stuff like this though, because it forces you to think out of the box. I mean, people like, yo, the earth is flat, the earth is a hollow. Like, how about this? All the land masses actually didn't completely separate. How about, what if that's the case, man? All the land masses didn't never completely separated. They're telling you it looks like this. Meanwhile, everything is still connected. How crazy would that be? What up, Nicole? Man said HR 9157. Let me take a look at HR 9157. You got me curious now, man. What is this? Yeah, okay. Let's take a look. All right. To define HR 9157, to define the dollar as a fixed weight of gold and for other purposes. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is 2021, 2022, 117th Congress. Sponsor Representative Mooney Alexander X. Wow. So you're talking about bringing back the gold standard at this point. Yeah. Wow. Hey, with the return of gold comes the return of common law. You know what I mean? So that is a very interesting thing right there. That is very interesting. The return of the gold standard, huh? I'll believe it when I see it, Gary. It sounds dope, and I would like to believe it, man. But I'll believe it when I see it. I'm gonna say that much because they are pushing heavy for the digital dollar. This is what they're really pushing for, the digital dollar. At the end of the day, the digital dollar is what they want. But I will say this: did you guys hear about the judge that just passed that it was in West Virginia District Court. There's a judge that just accepted somebody's motion to dismiss their case because they had an arm with the serial scratched off of it. And the guy was supposedly quote unquote a felon, and he basically said, "Yeah, I got the right to bear arms. So the fact that you were trying to charge me with the serial number being scratched off of the arm is unconstitutional." Yes, he took it there. They ended up dismissing the case, but this is only for that district of West Virginia. So don't think you can just go destroy the serial numbers off the arms. You know what I mean, and not have a fight on your hands because it is unconstitutional 100% because it doesn't say anywhere in the Second Amendment that you have to have serials on your arms. But again, don't think just because you know that's not the case, you ain't gonna have a fight on your hands because you you get hemmed up. It's gonna be just like somebody out there traveling that don't know how to explain that they're not driving, they're traveling. You're gonna have to be in court fighting that shit. So move accordingly. But just know stuff is starting to looking at the way the court system is moving with these Supreme Court rulings. The reign of constitutional law appears to be coming back slowly from what I can see. And I think it's very interesting just to watch how everything's getting applied. And what I'm thinking in my head is, yo, so all this time, y'all mean to tell me y'all supposed to be professionals at quote unquote law, which we know they're not necessarily that. But y'all supposed to be professionals at law, and meanwhile, y'all have no idea that what y'all was doing all this time was unconstitutional. Nah, I can't honor that, man. I don't believe or honor that. I think these people knew exactly what they were doing. They were just seeing how long they could get away with it. Could also be the consciousness shift too. The reign where people are starting to want to know about their rights and stuff like that, and they're willing to stand up for them. And there's such a large, massive pushback. People getting turned into nationals, people not claiming U.S. citizen anymore. People really want their freedom and their rights back. And there's so many of them, standing up, basically demanding the same thing. They gotta act accordingly. But yeah, I'm starting to see turns, man. And the fact that the HR 9157 is even in question, that is interesting. I'm gonna tell you something. If that comes back, it's gonna be a massive shift in power. The people are gonna literally have the power again. You know what I'm saying? Privacy will come back too, 100%. Hip Hop Lit was good. A6, do you have a template for someone who has to go to court for the first time in special appearance for a traffic violation? I got something I can help you out with. Hit me in the private, man. Check my you can check my the link in the bio, what have you. My email's in there. Hit me on my email. By the way, I meant to mention this to you also. You guys are interested in the shirt I have on, which is forbidden clothes. If they have a Instagram, you always see me wearing shirts like this. If you check the link in the bio, you can actually put the code in. Go to the website, drop that code in, and they'll give you a percentage off your purchase. If you like this shirt, and you can go get more of them. Like the other one I was wearing with the sheep that are watching the TV, and then the other one with the I support the current thing shirt. A big fan of their stuff. So yeah, go check out Forbidden Clothes. Let's see. Let's get the likes up. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. And bang the cash app. Yes, yes. If you want to support my time, what I put into this type thing here, I'd be very grateful if you guys would donate something to the cash app. I greatly appreciate that. A man said Nesara. What is that, MLB? Fill me in, man. You got some bots in here trolling. Get these bots out of here. There we go. All right. Can you get more info on that case of the arm with the serial number scratched off? Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Um, I was just checking this out. Where the hell did I put it at? Hold on. This is what happens when you move around too much and you don't like stopping. Where the hell is it? All right, let me see. This is okay, so yeah, I don't have the name, but you can just do look up West Virginia judge obliterated serial numbers unconstitutional. You can probably just put that in, it should pop up, and you can do your research on that. Ah man, yes indeed. I get killed if I wore shirts like that. Yo, Kevin. Yo, the reason why I can get away with wearing stuff like this is because I'm a blue belt of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. No, 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 no. No, but seriously though, like yo, the stuff I say, a lot of people know when I'm wearing a shirt to be ready for anything because yeah, there's that. What up, Barry? What's good, champ? Have you look at that Daryl Brooks hoax case? What? What you mean? What are we talking about? What are we talking about with the Daryl Brooks hoax case? Fill me in on that because I'm lost. Drop the science on that, man. I'm trying to hear about that. Let me show you guys another thing I want you guys to look at. Where is it? What is this? In the way. All right, I got you. Hold on one sec. All right, take a look at this right here. Now this guy right here has I haven't watched this whole video, so we can take a look at it. But this it says artificial intelligence knows what Atlantis looks like. I'm interested to watch this video. Let's take a look.
Okay. This was sent to me right here. Asking Atlantis what an AI look like. Now check this out, guys. All right. Because you have to remember that when these Saxons and the reptilians and draconians had came here on that last go round when they caused us to fall, they had recordings, they took pictures, they had narrators, they had illustrators, and they knew what we looked like. So they have downloaded information in the AI system, or either AI has already infiltrated their system, because once they created this AI took over their system. But check it out. I want y'all to see this here. All right. You're not going to see any Saxons. You're not going to see any Orientals, what they call Asians. You're going to see nothing but us. All right.
Asking AI, what did Atlantis look like?
So as you can see,
I had to cut it short because he had that music in there, and that's going to throw the whole thing off. So, yeah, supposedly from what he's saying, what he's showing, the AI was asked what Atlantis looked like, and it pretty much looked like Wakanda, right? You had the high tech technology, the really nice looking buildings, the clean streets and stuff like that, the melanated darker people. Um, According to what he's saying, that's what the AI or computer thinks that's what Atlantis looks like. It's very interesting stuff, man. I don't have too many thoughts on Atlantis. I just know that Atlantis is definitely one of the oldest civilizations, and I know Thoth was the Atlantean, and he was a prophet, and through that is where the Emerald Tablets of Thoth were created. That's pretty much the extent of what I know about Atlantis. And a lot of people say that Atlantis is underwater, but some people believe it's beyond that ice wall that's supposed to keep everything on the inside. So who knows, man? Who knows? The trick is to behave like others would think differently. Sheeps will gang up on you and hate on you for thinking differently. I mean, you know what it is though? Like, yo, when they try that with me, I usually present them with stuff that is so non-debatable, they just leave the conversation alone. Like, like there was something where somebody was having a debate with me about the whole the Twin Towers thing. And I just started naming all these weird coincidences, shall I say. And they just stopped talking to me. Like, because it's like, yo, you're not an idiot and you're not somebody who's not capable of thinking for themselves. Why is it that all these things are supposed to be coincidences that are happening? You know what I mean? Or happen per se. So, they pretty much back off with the combo. But it really is about how you talk to people too, man. The way you carry it. 3 days ago, yeah, that's it right there. Daryl Brooks is currently in court with 5 murder charges. He's claiming to be a sovereign citizen. Sound like a psyop. Let me ask you a question. Is the do they have a camera inside the courthouse? Are they recording the whole trial? Because anytime they have a camera inside the courthouse recording the whole trial, that shit is a psyop and it's fake. Like, yo, the OJ Simpson thing, the Jeffrey Dahmer joint, and when it gets a movie or a docu series, you see what I'm saying? Like a reenacted docu series or something like that. That's You can't convince me that shit is real at that point, man. You know what I mean? It's just nah. And then if you look at it, the agenda was basically the LGBT thing, and then they had the racism thing, to get black people not liking people that they people who call themselves black not liking people that classify themselves as white. You know what I mean? It's more that fight each other type thing while we keep reaching in y'all back pockets and taking from y'all. You know what I mean? That type shit. So I used to subscribe to it, but I don't anymore. But yeah, that's crazy. He said dude has 5 bodies trying to claim to be. Well, all right now. Hey, whatever happened to those guys that claim to be nationals that got caught on what was that? They were doing training. They were the Rise of the Moors is what they were, I think, and they were doing training exercises or something, and they got hemmed up with all them arms, and the dude had a driver's license and he had plates and all that stuff. They got locked up because they didn't have permits for the arms, and then they were supposed to be on trial, supposedly fighting these charges, claiming that they weren't U.S. citizens. It was on the news for like a good 2 days, and then that was it. Never heard about it again. Faded into a non-existence. Probably in the Bermuda Triangle or something. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, allegedly, from what I've read, the reason why the Bermuda Triangle has so many issues is because there's a piece of pyramid tip that sticks just out just enough, and it is supposed to generate some kind of what the hell is it? It's some kind of time space continuum disturbance or something like that, which is what causes that phenomenon where things jump to another dimension. They don't mysteriously just go missing. They basically teleport to another dimension. There's a guy who was flying his plane off of Key West, I think, and he was headed out towards the islands from Key West, and then he goes through this green fog, and then he comes back through the green fog back towards Key West, and it's like I think they said it was like a week later or something like that. And this guy was freaked out. His fuel was as if he had just been, out for a few hours, but nah, his he literally was missing for like a week, and he ended up landing the plane, and people were panicked. He was like, "What happened? I just flew through this green cloud, and when I came through the other side, I was back to where I started." So, who knows, man? Who knows? All right. Why is this in the way? All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, I stumbled upon this right here. This is very interesting. This is supposed to be some kind of classification movement they have. This is a petition for the misclassified American Indians. This is very, very interesting. If you know the whole thing with the what Dane Calloway teaches and what we've discovered as of recent for the genealogical records. Excuse me, I can't talk today. Genealogical records have exposed that they've changed the names classified for quote unquote American Indians. Over time, it was, basically Indian, and then it was, nigger, then it was uh what was it after that? Negro, I believe, and then it was, you know what I mean, colored, then it was African American. They just kept reclassifying. So this here is a petition for a few interesting details. So let's see. It says about us. How can we help? Urban Indian Heritage Society is a charitable organization originally founded to research, document, and preserve the history and culture of disenfranchised American Indian lineal descendants. Urban Indian Heritage Society advocates curation, preservation, and maintenance of ancestral lands as well as the appropriate renaming of historical sites. Then it's got more information down here at the bottom. Actually, it's supposed to have more than this. Hold on. Here we go. Let's take a look at here. Where it says services. And this is on Urban Indian Heritage Society, ORG. Why isn't anything popping up on here? Here we go. All right. Our mission, our mission, Urban Indian Heritage Society is a 501c3 charitable organization. There you go. Now, if you've been studying your trust and you've been studying your charitable organizations, your faith-based organizations, all that stuff, you already know what type of thing they're doing. They're basically accepting the donations that are non-taxable, which is pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, I think uh, the tribal governments may have the same thing. I think they might have the same type of deal um, as far as a treaty with the United States. But yeah, Urban Indian Heritage Society is a 501c3 charitable organization originally founded to research, document, and preserve the history and culture of misclassified, disenfranchised American Indian lineal descendants who are victims of genocide while being excluded from federally protected activities. Urban Indian Heritage Society also advocates for civic engagement, both civil and human rights, and the curation, preservation, and maintenance of ancestral lands, as well as the appropriate renaming of historical sites. They already said that. Our story. The Urban Indian Heritage Society is located in Hampton, Virginia. Our society was founded in 2020 by a group of passionate individuals who wanted to make a difference in their communities. Since then, we have grown exponentially and our reach has extended. UIHS is a nonprofit organization that advances historical knowledge, civic engagement, culture, education, genealogy, and community support. We are dedicated to preserving and sharing the history and culture of American Indians in urban areas beyond. All right, let me see here. Let's go down. They had some real interesting stuff about what they were intending to do. For some reason, this stuff is not coming up though. It was some things that they were moving for, and it was where the hell is it? That's crazy. There were some things they wanted to basically put forth. One of the things that really jumped out, they wanted to basically reclassify people who would call themselves African American, who knew that they had genealogical connection to the Aboriginal tribes. They wanted to reclassify them as American Indian, and they wanted to make them immune from any and all tax, like immunity for any and all tax, because this being our land. And they also wanted to advocate for immunity for use of like things like psychedelics, you know what I mean, mushrooms, all those type of things to basically, change your perception, and they hallucinogenics is what they call them. So those were two things I found very interesting. There was also some things too, allotments of land they were looking to push forward. Uh, Pretty much trying to do the same thing that the Cherokees did. The ones who classified as $5 Indians. For anybody that knows the past story, um, they're trying to do the same exact thing with that. They're trying to get land, pretty much have the people on the land classified as American Indians, and then have exemptions from the federal government. Have immunity in certain aspects. That is a very, very interesting type of thing. There, I plan to look deeper into the claims that they have themselves. Let me see. Non-negotiable. What's good with you? What's good with you? What's up, Chris? Good to see you here. Yeah. But yeah, on your spare time, I urge you to go take a look at this website right here, man. Go ahead and give it a read. Even if you're not, let me see, this has events. Let's see what the event says. I'm interested. Okay, hold on. See if I can get this to pop up. Let me see if I can refresh this bad boy. I might be able to refresh it. Because it had a lot more on there than it had when I looked at it days ago. There's a whole lot more information. That's weird. But yeah, so yeah, on your spare time, if you're interested, take a look at that, man. We can chop that up in the Telegram group, but take a look at that website. Let me know what you guys think about that, man. That stuff is it's pretty interesting. There seems to be more. What the hell? What is going on here? This thing just did something super weird. Hold on. I definitely didn't click that. Maybe I did. Yeah, but anyway, um, yeah, it seems like there's an increase in a push of having more and more people that are aboriginal to the land pushing to find out exactly who they are and to get these benefits, because there is certain exemptions that government grants people who are classified as aboriginal. ASMR. What was the website again? Didn't catch it. You know what? Let me just type it down. Hold on. Let me copy it for you guys so you can take a look at it. There you go. I'm gonna put it in the comment section for you. Anybody's interested, take a look on your spare time and peruse over that. There's also a petition too where you can drop your signature, not even your signature, but you just drop your name on the petition and push forward. But yeah, here's the information right here. So if you guys are down for that, go ahead and do that. And yeah. All right, let's continue, shall we? I think that might be it. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. I think yeah, that's it. So we pretty much covered everything I wanted to share with you guys. All right. Oh man, my man said. All right. What's up, Mike? What up, man? He said, "Did my Freedom of Information Act there running scared, bro? Yo, fill me in, man. Which was I didn't talk to like probably 35 to 40 people since last week, asking me questions and stuff. Please drop me a word and remind me exactly what the FOIA was about, because I know there was something you were talking about where you needed to do a FOIA. Was it a stop or something like that? Was it a stop?" The claims are going in. Yeah, that's what's up, man. But claims on them bonds. So you did the Freedom of Information Act for the bond information. Oh yeah. You want to go to your if it's in the city, I believe it's risk management. If it's in the not in the city, or if it's in just the county areas, I think it's the attorney, might be the attorney general. Let me double check that to be sure. Freedom of Information Act. What scares the judges? Yeah, man. They don't want that out there, bro. Nah. Yeah, taking your property. Yup. Yeah. That's what it was to stop. So, yo, did you do a Freedom of Information Act on the police body cam footage or the dash? You know what I mean? When he was in there running your information, they give up their risk management information. Yup. The Secretary of State. That's what it is. Yeah, Secretary of State. Yeah. The risk management for the comptroller. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. The Secretary of State. So you went ahead and you told him, yo, look, let me get that info because I need to put some claims on your stuff. I have my own dash cam. Yeah. But look, when you give them the passport, right? Still get that Freedom of Information Act so you can see what pops up when they run your passport. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Yes, indeed. And the Treasurer of State, too. Okay. What's that? The FOIA seemed like something I need to do. Yeah, the Freedom of Information Act. Yes, sir. You have the right to know what your government is doing, and you can request a formal Freedom of Information Act letter, basically stating the Freedom of Information Act. You need to know, and then you just state what you want to know. Whether it be records, what they did, who the name of the judge is, their bond information, insurance, all of that stuff. They got to give it to you. Now they don't want to, and they'll try to avoid giving it to you. But yeah, well placed certified mail, general delivery on that bad boy for the return address. Because don't get it twisted. If you out here doing claims on bonds and shit, people ain't gonna be happy about that. So this is why, if for the return address, you need to be either using a virtual address, general delivery, or rural free address. But see, the thing about the rural free, you better make sure you do it right because sometimes they won't send anything via rural free because it's private. So I suggest the general delivery as the return address on your information. You know what I mean? That's the way you're going to be moving. And in regards to claims, yes, indeed, putting claims on those bonds, you can yell. And this is what I told dudes. Like I was looking at my this dude from Baltimore. His name is Tyree. Tyree. What is it? What is? I think his name is Tyree Moorhead, I believe, or something like that. But dude is he does no shoot zones all around Baltimore. So this dude is from the trenches. I mean, this dude is out there on the streets. Talk about 10 toes down. This dude is out there in the worst areas. You know what I mean? Getting it in, just basically, trying to make these areas more safe. So these police is out there fucking with him because he's fucking with their money. It's the shooting stops. You know what I mean? The bonds ain't getting put in. The claims ain't, you know what I mean? They ain't able to bond cases and stuff like that. They ain't able to take them social security numbers and get busy with them as much if ain't nobody getting shot. You know what I mean? So, he's hurting their money. So they just basically give him a bunch of shit. So I'm watching this video and they like, he yelling and screaming and cursing at him and shit. They don't give a fuck. Like, you say what you want. We don't give a fuck. We got qualified immunity. If you get too out of line, we'll beat your ass and put you in jail. I'd even fucking shoot you. You know what I mean? That's the type of time they on. I'm like, yo, quiet as kept, man. Like, they don't care about you yelling and screaming at them, bro. Nah, yo, you gotta get that bond information. You know what I mean? You get that bond information, that's a whole nother ball game. Now you didn't even the playing field. The same thing they did to them teachers and them public officials that was telling them kids they had to wear masks in them public schools. Like, yo, this is completely unconstitutional, and y'all are tripping right now. You know what? Matter of fact, here's a 30-day notice. You got 30 days to comply. If you don't retract that mask rule in this school for all students applicable, then your bonds will be claims will be put on your bonds for $30,000 per parent. So you got 2 parents per household. Then you got how many kids in the school? Like what, 500 kids in the school? Oh. And then whatever the insurance, whatever your bond doesn't pay, your insurance don't pay, you got to come out of pocket for. So now you got to lean on your house. You got to lean on your freaking car. Your credit is fucked up. Your straw man has a lien on it. You can't do nothing now, all because you wanted to violate your oath of office. That's what happens, man. Freedom of Information Act is your best friend. It's the great equalizer. And once you get that bond information, you got them by the ball sack. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing they can do. I know you on live, but you point me where I get more info. Yeah, just go to Google and put in Freedom of Information Act, and then read, just read, go off, and then once you do that, you can copy and paste the Freedom of Information Act law or statute rather, and you can use it to your advantage. So when you request some shit, you get harassed by somebody, let's say a public official, a judge is being a dick, and he won't honor his oath, and he's basically cutting you off and not giving you due process. That happens a lot, you know what I mean? Because they know you don't know your rights and shit, and they basically feel like they Superman. All right, cool, you Superman, bet. Let me get that bond info. Oh, now you're not Superman no more. Now you Robin. Now you now you Aquaman. Now you want to talk. Oh, now you want to talk. You know. But yeah, you don't want to be putting your address on there when they receive it. Use a post office box. Man, general delivery, baby. Brother, I ain't paying the motherfuckers nothing, man. The general delivery all day. Listen, I've been saying it to people and I keep saying it, PO boxes is for people who travel to the point where they are gone for like 2 months at a time or a month and a half. Now, if you're gonna be gone a month, a whole month or something like that, and because like, look, if you're doing general delivery, they're not gonna hold your mail past 30 days because they don't want it to pile up unless you got an agreement with the postmaster. You know what I mean? So if you got an agreement with the postmaster, they'll hold your mail a little longer than that. But if you're gonna be traveling, like let's say you got a business trip in Africa or something like that, you're gonna be gone to Africa for 2 months. Yes, you need a PO box because if that's the case and the postmaster doesn't want to hold your mail that long, then you need a PO box so your mail can sit in there till you come back. You know what I mean? When you get the claims and proof that you have that Freedom of Information Act, make a claim, you get that bond. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something to make it even stronger. Get that shit authenticated, bro. Send it out there to the state and get it authenticated by the state, and then send it out and get it federally authenticated if you got the time. Once you get them joints authenticated, now it's federal and public record. Now you got full faith and credit from the federal government and the state government. Now when you put it in on a case, now they can't ignore it. Like, oh fuck, this motherfucker authenticated that shit. Yeah, that is a sharp weapon. If you're gonna be putting these affidavits in on cases and stuff like that, y'all need to make sure y'all get them authenticated. Getting Freedom of Information Act on the situation when the true American history for first indigenous people of America and see what information comes back. Yeah, boy. You might get approached by them people. You do that. You might have Agent J and Agent K come up to you with the information in a folder with some questions and some laws that you can't, or some agreements that you cannot go against. Like, you know what I mean? They'll give you what you ask for, but you're gonna have to answer a few questions first. You know what I'm saying? Theoretically. Let's not forget interference in commerce. Oh, absolutely. They can't get a job and they gotta get off the bench. Yep. Yeah, once you put a claim on their bond, once their bond has been depleted, yes, they are not employable for public office anymore. This is why I tell y'all gonna be doing that. Do not let these mofos know where you lay your head, because they will come for your ass. Not even them. They'll do some sideways shit. You know what I mean? You might mess around and your car windows might be smashed out or something. Bullshit like that. I mean, I need to, yeah. I'll be using your the numbers. Do a certified mail. Don't use the same address. Yep, there you go. They out of gas at that point. Yep. I mean, you already on it, bro. Mike, you don't even, you already on it. You already on it, man. Let me know how that goes. Because you got the upper hand now. They got the upper hand until you get that oath of office. Yes, sir. You get that oath of office, right? You get a copy of that oath of office authenticated and certified. Oh, nah. Oh, no. So what were you saying? You got that oath of office right here. Right? So what were you saying? You were saying you don't do what? Huh? You were saying I don't have the right to do what? Oh, it says right here you took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, right? Well, that's your signature right there. Now it's it's a whole different ball game with that. They might even get up and leave the court case. I recommend y'all watch that one too. I watched that last live about your post. Yes, sir. Thank you for watching that, man. I hope I helped you guys out with that, man, because I've been doing the research on it. Got my first piece of GD mail last week, actually, and I just been transferring over stuff since then. People was like, well, how do I know if it works? Well, it's very simple. You go to pick your mail up and ask for GD, and then general delivery, and then you get your mail. And if you want to test it out first, what you can do, you can just grab yourself an envelope, write your name on there, whatever like that, return address or whatever, and then you can drop general delivery, your name to where it's going at. You just put a letter in it that says hi. Put some postage on that bad boy. You can do no postage mail with however y'all moving, and you can slide that bad boy inside the blue box. And please tell me y'all know what the blue box is. The blue box is the little steel blue mailboxes that's around town that mail gets dropped in, and the post office picks it up from there. So yeah, you throw it right in there, and then go check your post office in 2 days, and say general delivery. Bring your passport. Give them the passport. They'll go in the back and bring your mail you sent, and that's how you know it works. You can also use that stuff. That for hmm, how I'm gonna say this. You can use that for stuff. Let's just put it that way. Yo, I almost, yeah, yeah. You can use that for stuff. You can get creative with that. Yes, I recommend y'all watch that one too. Yeah, watch that video with me, Wolf, and FTW Finest Thing Walking. Please watch that. Go subscribe to them if you're not already subscribed, and support the fam, man. I use that for the business too, since I'm not a resident. We're all travelers. Yep, continuous travelers. Yes, indeed. Go down, man. You can literally go on your local DMV if you haven't rescinded your driver's license yet, or if you need your driver's license, you got to hold on to it. You can literally go down to your driver's license, excuse me, your driver's DMV. I'm saying this shit all fucked up. Hold on. You can literally get on the website instead of going down there to change the information on your driver's license, and it's probably take you 2 minutes. You can change the address to general delivery, right, like that. And when they send you mail, you can actually have the post office do return to sender. Because a lot of times when you write return to sender on those pieces of paper, sometimes them people that's delivering mail, and this is no slight to any postal workers that are watching this, y'all. I ain't got no beef with y'all, but you got to admit, sometimes y'all be in autopilot, bro. Like you'll literally write return to sender on the back of some mail. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to return to sender refused on the back of it, and you'll put it back in the mailbox, and they'll redeliver it to the same address. Did you not read at all? Did you not read? But I digress. So if you're doing general delivery, you can actually have the post office send it back for you. So when you go there and it's a mail you don't want, you can say, you can return the sender, mark it refuse, and return that to sender. Done. They can do it for you. You ain't got to do nothing. You see what I'm saying? Or they might just have you write it on the back of there, and then they'll handle it from there. But a lot of times, the mail carriers, bro, they be on some bullshit, you know. And you have their claim recorded. Yeah. What up, Jimmy? Good to see you here, man. Yep. Yep. Any paperwork you drop into like first you get it notarized, right? You already know to get it notarized. You take it to a notary after you draft it up. Make sure everything in there is fact. Draft the bad boy up real quick. Drop your facts, of course. Um, Take it to like a bank or something. Get it notarized. And then once you get it notarized, you can send it out to the state for authentication. I think the authentication, I know here in Maryland, the authentication is $12. I think federal authentication is that's going to take longer, so you got to make sure you got time to do that. But still, at a state level, you still get full faith and credit. You get full faith and credit of that for that particular document, the full faith and credit, basically. So yeah, and then when you do that, even on the state level, and put that shit in, it's got the gold certifications, and it's worth millions too. It's worth millions when you do that too. So yeah, you know what I mean? You can get busy. You can is how you go about it. What if you got a virtual address out of town and have it forwarded to a PO box in a city in your state close to yours? I'm saying, what are you asking me? Like, are you asking me, can you do that? I don't have a virtual address, so you know, I'm not sure I'm not sure what you're using it for, but yeah, I don't even have a virtual address, man. No, I don't rock with a virtual. It's a lot of ways you can get busy, man. Yeah, you can use the PO box, and you can use a virtual address. You can use a general delivery. The key is to not be telling people where you lay your head. That's the key. Take all of that off all documents that you've ever, you know what I mean? Change that for the record, because you don't want that, man. You ain't trying to have that. Even if you're doing a situation where you just doing a Freedom of Information Act, use that general delivery. It's there for you. That's what it's there for. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your post office can receive general delivery, because if it can't, there's a very good chance that there's another post office that's not too far from that one that does. The majority of them will receive it. You can check right on the website and see that if they accept it. Yeah, I heard about the GD mail. I want to find out more about that, bro. Yeah, man. Right on the website. Is it possible that the whole document authenticate? Is it possible to do the whole document authenticated, or the actual document authenticated as far as the affidavit? Yeah, yeah. You can have you can have your affidavit authenticated on the federal and the state level. It is possible. I was going to send something out on this week on the federal level, but I got to retype it and get it notarized. I ain't got that kind of time right now, so I'm just going to move forward with my other stuff. And actually, yo, the form DS 4194, you can get multiple documents authenticated at the same time. A lot of people don't even they ain't cognizant of that. But let me show you. I'll show y'all. Y'all can take a look at it right. I'm gonna show you right here. All right, yeah, this is the Department of State request for authentication service. So as you can see, you would fill out this form right here. This is the DS 4194 form. You can fill this bad boy out. See? And then right here, right, you put the country that you're authenticating it for, right? Here, number of documents. And then look, it's got a drag down list. Now you can either do one or two things. You can do this on a computer or you can write it in. See, I like to write shit in. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can see it's got a list of stuff here. Birth certificate. It's got a list of stuff. Certified court records. See? You know what I mean? A lot of different options here. Declaration, contract 2. You can get that authenticated. Yep. A lot of y'all doing the UCC1 paperwork and stuff. Man, you can get all that shit. You can get all that authenticated, man. Yeah. Yep. All that can be authenticated. Employment papers, fingerprint chart, financial papers, home study, INS papers, FBI criminal background record, letter of appointment. Oh, wow. Letter of appointment. Interesting. So you mean to tell me you can literally appoint a judge as a trustee and get it? Let me stop. Let me knock it off. Let me stop. Hold on. Let me stop. Power of attorney, you can do that too. That's another thing for that UCC1 you guys are doing with them contracts. The power of attorney, you can do that too. Revocation of power of attorney. Trademark. Trademark. Very interesting. I mean, this is all stuff that's on this page, man. You just hop on there and see what suits you for what you're trying to authenticate. All right, that's on a federal level. The state level is a little different, but it's still some heat. Still some heat. Yeah, if you creative like I'm creative, yo, that is a very effective tool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I sent mine out registered mail. Registered mail is great. Registered mail is if you want to move into private. Registered mail is more expensive, but see the thing about it is, yo, make sure if you're sending out registered mail, you get that number. See, you can go right in the post office, right, and you can grab some of them registered mail tickets, right? They free. They for you. You know what I mean? You can go grab a bunch of them. If you're gonna be sending out registered mail, you're gonna be using it. You can grab a few of them bad boys. Bring them back to your spot when you're crafting your letters and your affidavits. You want to put that what is it? Registered mail number from that slip on the letter, so they can't say, "Oh, we didn't get it." No, it's on the letter. So no, you got it. Absolutely, you got it. And there's a record you received it too. So you put that on there, man. You do all your stuff, and then boom, slide that joint out to the get it authenticated. Put that joint on the record on the court case. What else? What else you need, man? What else you need besides to go in there and stand on your square? Yeah. I didn't rescind mine, but I made sure I placed them on notice and told them to update their records. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Fire. They don't read. Nah, they read it. They just again like yo, a lot of y'all paperwork don't get respected because it's not authenticated. A lot of that shit don't get respected because it's not proper. You know what I mean? That full faith and credit is important. If you ever got anything authenticated from when you get a Freedom of Information Act, they send it back with full faith and credit. That's how it comes back. Full faith and credit are basically the United States. I think it says the United States or the court, one of the two, but it's full faith and credit basically from what is it? It was Anthony J. Blinken that did my shit. But yeah, it was full faith and credit. So like when you use that shit, it's pretty much already where it needs to be at. So yeah, a lot of paperwork gets ignored because it's not in proper standing. Shit, I'd be willing to bet you with a lot of these smaller cases like traffic shit, man. If you had some declarations, you know what I mean. You went ahead and put into play, and then you send them to federal and state authentication and put them on the case. They probably dismiss the case. Like fuck this. Yo, this ain't worth all that. Motherfucker went and got shit authenticated for a traffic ticket. Damn, how you really feel? I mean, I bet you they probably dismissed that shit, man. But you know, it's always good to go in there and practice stand on your square too. Have you encountered issues with policy enforcement since putting them on notice? Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking to him at Mike? Um, yeah, it's a good question. I don't give them a license, hip hop. Yep. You need to use the foreign national passport. Yes, sir. Non-citizen national passport. Federal authentication price is $20. Yeah, it went up. It used to be $8. As a matter of fact, it says on one of the forms it's $8, but no, you check on the website, it's 20 now. Per page, by the way. That is not per document. No. That's per page. So don't be sending don't send a essay to them or you're gonna come out your pocket on that. Hit my email, Chief. I got you. Hit my email. I got a bunch of people ask for consultations, and I got to move around accordingly. So yeah, I can help you out, but just hit my email. We can schedule something. Virtual address is good, but it costs a little to scan. And yeah, man, like I said, bro, just rock out. I mean, do what you want, but me, delivery, bro. I mean, y'all fancy. Y'all got virtual addresses and PO boxes, man. I'm cheap. I mean, no, thank you. Like I said, unless you're traveling a lot and you're gonna be gone for a while, rock out that way. Yeah, it's not free, and I'm gonna keep looking. The general delivery is another option. Damn, but who's to say they have a best system? What you mean, the Secretary of State in terms of authenticating your paperwork? Nah, man, trust me, bro. Like the whole look, check this out, man. I know how y'all think, like, yo, the whole government. Nah, bro, it is departments of the government who are literally going to bat for the people. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole government's not fucked. Let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. The whole government is not fucked. There's actually certain uh uh enclaves of the government which actually do have our best interests at heart. It's just if you're not going to come forward and fight yourself, then why the fuck should they? You got a lot of people be like, oh, how can they do this to us? Because y'all not standing up and saying nothing. Y'all just laying down and taking it. Yep, the trademark. Yeah, the trademark. You thinking like I'm thinking with the trademark, right? Yeah. hey, hey, man. It's a lot of stuff you can do with that trademark, son. I ain't gonna put all that out there though. Yeah, son. Yeah, man. Yep. Country should be non-Hague country on the D4194. Yep, non-Hague. Yes, indeed. Copyright Depot. It never expired. Yeah, it's full faith and credit is full faith and credit, son. And there's no fucking money, so full faith and credit is basically, you know, full faith and credit. Same thing for what is the US dollar backed by? Well, the US dollar is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States citizens, right? That's what they say. That's what it's backed by. So effectively, that instrument, which is a dollar, it's a negotiable instrument at that point. So with that said, what would that make this other document? Just ask the question. You answer the question. A registered mail, I stuck it to him too. Like this for child support. Yeah, man. There you go. So you over there whipping ass, Mike. They don't like that shit. It's called the FIN, Federal Identification Number. You're absolutely right. They do not recognize things unless it's typically from the Department of State or Secretary of State. Like I said, bro, like, yo, I remember when they wouldn't let me in the courthouse and I did that affidavit, I got it notarized, like, this is going to piss him off. They was like, man, fuck out of that goofy shit. Yo, I don't care about that shit. They was like, man, fuck out of here, stupid. they didn't care about that. But, knowing now, if I knew now what I knew then, dude, oh man. Oh man, they probably would have cut me a check and slid that joint out. Actually, that's a smoking idea. Authenticate traffic tickets, hold them accountable. I don't know about authenticating traffic tickets. Maybe your paperwork you put in on a traffic ticket. Yeah, but I don't know about traffic tickets, bro. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that per se. Per page, yup. I remember I didn't want to get hit hard. Yeah, $10 a month. That's $10 a month is not bad for the virtual PO box. You did the MCO, yeah. I actually got to go down to the DMV to change the information on the profile to American Indian. But yeah, I'm probably gonna ask about that. I got too much stuff to do, man. I'm gonna be there for a long. I ain't trying to be there for a long time. I got too much shit to do. Like, oh, I gotta make a list of stuff I gotta do, man. It's gonna take a while because I gotta go there multiple times. I can't do everything in one sitting. There's a custody agreement in place, but I changed the child's name or my name. Does that make it void? I can't help you with the child support thing. The consultant probably could, but I don't. I don't specialize in that just yet. I haven't gotten that far yet. Bro, you're not cheap, fam. You just manage your fiat wisely. That's all. Oh yeah, absolutely. Manage the fiat accordingly. You know, yeah, I do what I can do with that. All right, let's. I want y'all to see something else here. Hold on a sec. All right, let's take a look at where is this thing? Oh damn, I think oh here it is. Here it is right here. All right, look, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something real quick. So I've been doing some research this week, and I think I got to the bottom of exactly why when people give police officers their passport and they don't run the passport, they ignore it and go around it and find a driver's license. Um, Now, depending on how old the driver's license is, because I know a dude that got hemmed up that way, but they couldn't find his driver's license in the system because it had been expired for like 3 years. So I think it's basically wiped out of the system unless they got to have a um a driver's license number for that in order to pull that up. But here's the thing, right? Check this out. This information right here, I stumbled across. This is called the National Information Center, I believe. And this is actually Maryland has its own separate database which they take drivers' information like driver's licenses and driver's records, and they put them in this database that's separate from the federal database, as far as I know. Um, this database right here, they're able to search your information by the name and the date of birth. That's what they want, name and date of birth. That's the information they want. So when they do that, they're able to find any record that's in that system. So when you have an active driver's license that you haven't been able to successfully close, and again, just to reiterate, in order to close a driver's license, if they're not trying to just straight up close it, you can actually get a state ID, and that will close out the driver's license. Then you can return the state ID like that. But effectively, this software right here is what they're using to store that information. So when you give them a passport, they don't want to run the passport, of course. So they'll just put the name and date of birth in the NIC system. And what that effectively does, that'll let them search up any record that's present. So if you have a driver's license account that's not closed, even if you sent it back and rescinded the contract, and they just being dicks like they do here, and they don't want to get rid of it, it's because it's right here present in this system. So that's how they're able to try to pull you back into jurisdiction with trickery. So effectively, what I would suggest doing if they're not trying to close out your driver's license and you submitted it already, you probably would have to go ahead and get that state ID, and that'll close it out. And then you can turn in the state ID too and submit that back to them, so you ain't got nothing. But yeah, this is what I found. And check this out. The reason they're so hell bent on giving you a ticket, every time they do a search on this particular information, they get charged for that. I'm trying to find out where that was. I had that in front of me. Where every time they run the info, there's a fee for it. It didn't say how much the fee was. Hold on. I think this is a contract. Here it is, right? Boom. I got something for y'all. Y'all going, man, y'all come here because I give y'all the info, man. Let me show you. Hold on. So if y'all in Maryland, right? This is what they're using. Check this out. This is called IDVR, Interactive Driver and Vehicle Records. This is shit only they should be reading, but it's in the depths corner of the internet. You got to find it. All right, so this is the NIC Maryland in partnership with the MDOT, Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration. All right, no, your state I guarantee you, your state, if you having trouble getting out of that jurisdiction, your state probably has something like this. And if you receive one of them tickets that has that weird, really weird, it's not even a paper, it's like a plastic, rubbery, thin material where you can't rip it because it'll just like stretch and you can stretch it, beyond comprehension. But yeah, that is out of this system right here. And the thing is, I think people were starting to get the passport and they figured out what was going on. So there was a counter to that. Anytime there's some money to be made, it's going to be made. So they came up with this particular program. Somebody devised this program and sold it to them, and they're using this now. So if you're getting that ticket that you don't have to sign, or they just give it to you, you ain't got to sign it. You just go ahead and send it to the courthouse and such. This is what they're using. You got something like this in your state if you have that issue. All right, so let's go all the way down. See, it's got a list here. What's changed? Introduction, overview, setting up your user account. They got to have a login for all that stuff. Like, so your district is going to have a login for that particular database. Let's go here. Search by VIN. See, look, search by VIN, search by title. So when they want to get that VIN, when you got your VIN covered and they desperate to get that VIN, they trying to find out who you are. They trying to pull up your information. They want to see your address. They want to see any driver's license, any of that stuff. They want the tag number, you know what I mean? Why you don't have a plate on your car? Because they want to run it. They want to see that info. They want to know where you live. You know what I mean? It's a game. All it is a game. All it is. Search by driver's license number. See that? They got that there too. So let's go down to page. Shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask y'all. What do y'all want to look up first? Because this is a table of contents right here. We can cover it. What do y'all want to look up first? So whoever responds first, we can go into it. What do we want to look up first on this thing? I'll wait for you guys. All right. Let me see. Yep. Here we go. My man said where to opt out. Let me see here. It doesn't say on this particular paperwork, I don't think, how to opt out because we're not supposed to be looking at this. This is supposed to be looked at by the lieutenant. You see what I'm saying? This is a manual on how to operate with it. And yeah, it is. I would say this shit is unlawful because yeah, you should be able to opt out of this. You should be able to opt out of this. Yeah, I don't see no opt out on here. So nah, we're not supposed to be looking at this. The lieutenant is. So let me see. Status. Nah, this ain't gonna be a status thing. Jimmy, I actually want the smoke so I can hit their bonds, bro. I need some bread. Jimmy. All right, since y'all ain't coming up with no good answers, I got you. All right, let me see. Let's look up let's see how it works then. Name search. Let's go to page 9. Name search. So when y'all give them the passport and they back there for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get your information, this is what they use, and they're using this information. Where's page 9 at? Here we go. Here. 7, 8. All right. So this is it right here. So this is driver's record search by name. So this is what they got to do. Enter identifying information of driver. Enter more information to narrow your search. Indicates a required field. So they got to put the first name, middle initial, the last name. Then they got to put the date of birth. And the zip code ain't gonna be on the passport. You know what I mean? Date of birth's gonna be on there. Hold on. So reference code is not gonna be on there. Permissible DPPA use for use by any government agency in carrying out its functions. And then the other one says for use by a CDL employer or its agent insurer. So this is what they also use if it's a CDL guy and they got to check your license to make sure you don't have a fucked up record. This is what they use. All right. Then it says driving record type. Now, if you look at where it says driving record type, right next to it, it's got some fees there. So completed driving record non-certified has $0 on this. Completed driving record non-certified $0. 3-year driving record $0. Then it says include driver photo signature if available. And then it says search. So it says on here it says $0. But there is actually once you start to put the fields in, that fee changes. So there is a fee for them running your information. So it costs the police department money to run your information. This is why they're hell bent on giving you a ticket. If one, they want to go ahead and bond that case, and they want to get a piece of that fucking payment. You know what I mean? That you make. So they basically gotta be able to do that. There's some kind of agreement they have with the courts where they get a percentage or whatever traffic tickets they write up. It's got to be because that's the only reason they would be wanting to do that. Search for and retrieve a Maryland completed driver record or a 3-year record using the driver's name. Please note that it is possible to receive a list of multiple drivers. When this occurs, you will be charged for the search. See? One detailed record is included in the price for this search. The list will include name, birth date, driver's license number, city, zip code, race, and gender fields. That is what we want to. That's it. That's what we want right there. We want that shit gone. It's also addressed too, but they didn't put that on there for some reason. All right, so it has a list right here of the numbers and what they mean. So one first name, of course, is an example like John. 2 middle initial B. Last name Doe, then it'll say suffix if there's a suffix. Birth date, then it'll say zip code, optional. The birthday is optional actually, but looks like the first and the last name is required. Then, oh, look at this. Wow. Okay. So look, some places, right? Like Maryland is one of them places. Okay. Permissible DPPA use. Now, I'm not sure what DPPA means, but in Maryland, they won't run your passport. They said they have to have a reason to run your passport. This is the reason why they got to have that. This is why they got to have a reason because this particular information right here, they have to have a permissible reason to run that information. So if it's a traffic stop, they can put that as a traffic stop to run it. And then it says driving record type, that too. Zip code, actually, believe it or not, is optional. Reference code is optional. Include driver photo signature. Section will be default based on eligibility. Selection should be made based on the need for photo and signature. So look, this is your state is using something like this. This is what your state is using. If you have problems with using the passport, and then when you look, you scroll down, you see all these names, people that have the same name, but the birth dates are different, and then the city they live in is different, and then the driver's license numbers come up right there, the driver's license number. That's what they want, yo. They want that driver's license number. And then race, it's got 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe. And then gender, of course, that'll probably be changed soon. All right, so look at this. Prime example right here. All right, so when they pull it up, right, this is the whole MDOT file right here that comes up. Search summary, transaction ID, report time. It has all that on it. This is how they create the ticket. Report time, selected license number, that comes up. Driver's license number, that comes up. The name comes up. Privacy, yes, that'll come up, but they're public. So private, if it's private and they're public access and private information, see, this says private, right? Privacy, yes. But if they're a public official, how the fuck do they have the authority to even cross over into the private? But we all know addresses are not private, so I don't know why it says privacy right there. But anyway, address says that right there. It'll tell exactly what the address is, the height, weight, race, everything that comes up on that bad one. Look, current CDL license. It'll say disqualified on there. Then it'll say driving privilege status, not traveling right, driving privilege status. It'll say eligible. Now, this is how people get hemmed up with them expired and them what is it? Suspended driver's licenses, right? Then it'll have driver's license information. That pops up too. You know what I mean? So they're not using a federal database. Nah, they're using this bullshit right here. This is a private sector network that they're using. So they're taking your driver's license information and they're putting it in a little separate sector from where the passport should be ran at, and they're using that to hem people up. It ain't the scanner that's supposed to use for the passport. No, they ain't doing that. Nope. And this is why, you know what I mean, when you get hemmed up, that's what happens. It's got the look, so it's got the driver's history right here too. All right. History and convictions, not just driver's license history. It's got convictions also. Shit that ain't got nothing to do with driving. So if you been slinging cocaine and you got locked up, they see that. They see that. homicide by motor vehicle, vessel while under influence of alcohol, commercial driver license disqualification letter mailed. Yep, see that they got that did too. Disqualified 1 year, causing a fatality while operating a CMV. All right, yeah, yeah, man. So look, race is on here. Yep. So yeah, your state has something like this, man. Your state has something like this. And they even got codes for things they can give you tickets for. See, restriction meaning purpose. So they got codes for different infractions for the car and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, this is some information right here. They can search you by VIN. When they run the VIN, look, same thing when they run the VIN number for the car. Same thing when they run the VIN number. So they get charged $12 for running the VIN number. That's why they want to give you a ticket. They get charged $12. You will be charged $12 for this search. It says it right at the bottom. It says it right at the bottom. All right. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was the question. People was like, "Yo, why when why am I? They didn't run my passport. They just went ahead and did this other thing. Like it was because that's what they're using right there. They're using that software. So I guess the question would be, well, I guess the takeaway from this would be get yourself a state ID and close that shit out if you intend on getting rid of the license. If you still use it for commercial purposes, then you gotta fight. You gotta fight. You gotta go to court and fight it. You know what I mean? They're not supposed to give you a damn ticket. LexisNexis to opt out. I mean, I've already done the LexisNexis thing. A lot of people have done the LexisNexis. We actually went over that like 4 months ago. Now there was 10 bureaus that you're supposed to opt out of. There was 10 of them. What company gives them the info? National Identification Center, I think, NIC. Google the NIC. And I actually reached out to the NIC. I have yet to hear back from them. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can sue them though, yo, because you never did no contract with the NIC per se. You know what I mean? And if they're not trying to let go of the license and they're keeping that shit in the system, I'm pretty sure you can sue them for that. Does it have a chapter on do not detain diplomatic immunity? I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I can take a look just for giggles. Let me take a look. Nope. Of course not. Nope. Nah, they ain't got that. No, sir. Sue 'em for slavery, big bucks. Kevin, not slavery is called damages, and you don't sure you file claims. You don't sue, you file claims. Yeah. Lawsuits are BS. Yep. Claims are yeah. Lawsuits is qualified immunity, motherfucker. Fuck you. Fuck your lawsuit. Kiss my ass. Oh, you mad that police officer slapped you on the back of your head and told you was a bitch? Qualified immunity. Putting claims on bonds is a whole nother animal. You put a claim on somebody's bond, that's you try to take some food out somebody's mouth at that point. Because look, even when you sue the police department, that money is nothing but taxpayer money. That shit ain't their money. They don't even feel that shit. Yeah, their department might come out of their department's funding and shit like that. But dude, that's why they got insurance. That's why you hit you hit the insurance. You know what I mean? Nah. You don't cut the arm off of the dragon, it'll grow another one. You cut the head off of the dragon. I heard they're asking people for social security cards and numbers now and applying for a passport. Hell no. Yeah, I don't believe that shit. You ain't even gotta have a social security number to get a passport. So nah, that ain't true. Drivers Protection Agency Act of 1994. DPPA, okay. Cool. Oh, good looking out, Jimmy. Privacy Protection Act. Yeah, so like that's why the police officers be saying, yeah, we can't run that unless we got a reason to run it. I need to look into that too, the DPPA. Make a note of that. I'm doing more damn research. What is this? Get lost, will you? That's not what I did not mean to do. Let me get that shit out of here. Booyah. But yeah, so you know, interesting stuff. Hip hop, you can leave it out if you know how to do it. Yeah, you can leave it out. There's a way to leave it out. A license is a creation of a state. It's a creation of a man. It's a privilege, and privileges come with duties, obligations, and debts. If they're forcing into privilege, that's servitude, slavery. Yep. Did you win yet, Kevin King? Don't worry about me. I mean, Kevin disappeared for a while and came back, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume because I'm a hey, look, I'm gonna assume he did the same thing I would have done. That I'm gonna assume that mofo was out on in Brazil somewhere. My man was in Brazil for 3 months eating gourmet food and having beautiful Brazilian women feed him grapes while two of the other ones were butt naked fanning him. Same shit I would have been doing. Like, you know what I mean? 10 beer. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, man, the biggest thing right now is data mining. That's why that NIC. That's why they don't want to release that information from that driver's license. They don't want to cancel that license out. That's the reason for that. The data mining is a big problem. They just want to keep that shit on record so they can abuse you. Is the NIC mandated on the paperwork from a ticket you received from the officer? Nope. That's just you had to find that. Nope. They put the state of Maryland on there, and the state of Maryland's not even a thing. The state of Maryland's look when you get when you get a traffic ticket or something like that, right? When you get a traffic ticket and it says the state of New Jersey versus you, right? Or your ends lead your straw man, right? Yo, it literally says for the address of the state of Maryland, there's question marks next to the shit. It's so fucking weird. Like I looked at the damn citations I had got. Every time there's a citation, the state of Maryland had question marks by. Wait a minute, what? Huh? Hold on. So where's the state of Maryland even at? Where's the state of Maryland? Like, yo, I got questions here. It says the plaintiff is the state of Maryland. You know, I got a question. Where is the state of Maryland at? You know, I mean, why is there question marks there? The plaintiff, well, shit, I need to speak to the state of Maryland. Is the state of Maryland in here in the court today? I need to call the state of Maryland for questioning because I have some questions about the state of Maryland's accusation. You know, how the hell can the state of Maryland even take you to court? It can't. The state of New Jersey either. It can't. That's why they be trying to have them they try to pull a fast one. What is it? The damn state's attorney or whatever the hell it is. They had a prosecutor or whatever trying to hurry up and get you to take a plea or something. You know what I mean? Because on the face, they don't got shit because neither one of them were there. You know, they weren't there. The prosecutor wasn't there. Her word is pretty much null and void. Police officer's biased. He works for the state. I mean, the judge is biased. He works for the state. Whole shit is sideways. You know, Kevin was living it up. Shit, I would have been. I would eat. Listen, bro. If I got the kind of cheese, you know what I mean, that listen, y'all would have been seeing me on multiple different areas. I'd have been in Japan. Y'all would have seen me in a Skyline in Japan. Like, what the fuck is he doing in a Nissan Skyline in Japan, riding down the road with private plates? Like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing? Like, you know what I mean? Look, I'd have been, dude. Listen, what? Hey, a man can only dream. U.S. Code 2721. My man Wolf just dropped some heat on us. I gotta move one of these other things out of the way first before I can pull that up. All right. All right, here we go. Booyah. Oh, Wolf just dropped some heat upon us. Let's take a look at this. U.S. Code 2721, prohibition on release and use of certain personal information from state motor vehicles. State Department of Motor Vehicle and any officer, employee, contract thereof shall not knowingly disclose any or otherwise make available any person or entity personal identification information as identified in 18 United States Code 2725. I got to read that. About any individual obtained by the department in connection with the motor vehicle record, except as provided in the subsection of this section, or highly restricted personal information is defined in 18 United States Code 2725 about any individual obtained by the department in connection of a motor vehicle record with the express consent of a person whom such information applies, except use is permitted in subsections B1, B4, B6, B9. That might have something to do with the we gotta look into them subsections, but that might have something to do with the police officers or whatever. Permissible uses, personal information referred to subsection A shall be disclosed for use in connection with matters of motor vehicle driver and safety theft, motor vehicle emissions, and motor vehicle product alterations, recalls, or advisories, performance monitoring of motor vehicles and dealers by motor vehicle manufacturers, and removal of non-owner records from the original owner records of the motor vehicle. Let's see here. What does this say? The B1, B4, B6. B4. Oops, hold on. B6. For use in connection with any civil, criminal, administrative. Okay, look, number 4. For use in connection with any civil, criminal, administrative, or arbitral proceeding in any federal, state, or local court or agency, or before any self-regulatory body, including the service of progress, investigation, and anticipation of litigation, and the execution of enforcement of judges and orders, or pursuant to any order of federal, state, or local court. Yep, that's how they try to pull your information up. Number 4, B4. Yeah, facts. Man says Tinsley versus Pagliaro. Give me the summary on that, man. Give me the summary on that one. All right, all right. Let me go ahead and drop this link on you guys. Anyone that wants to hop in. All right, I'm gonna take one guest that wants to come on today. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. I'm exhausted, very tired. I need to get some rest, but we'll go ahead and we'll rock out for a little bit. And the data breach, if they don't give it up, our Freedom of Information Net Act 2. Hey, man, that's hard, yo. My man's a Freedom of Information Act monster out here. And he said, look, I need that info, bruh. My man Mike is on some shit. He said, you know what? Let me get that bond information. Let's see what we can do with that. Look up Dred Scott, plaintiff in error, John F. A. Sanford, skip the line. 921 Supreme Court talks about slavery and municipal regulation. Ooh, okay. Okay, Kev. Let me write that down, man. My man Kevin over here schooling. What year was that, man? Because that might be that case might not be something they pay attention to at this current time. I know there's cases after a certain age they don't pay attention to them anymore because they switched the jurisdiction. All right. And sue whoever provided the info. Yeah. Yeah. That would be the Department of Motor Vehicles. They the ones that provide the information, yo. Real talk. You have to sue the DMV. So them using your name and info on that ticket. Yep. Remember the copyright. Yes, indeed. The bonds are what hit them, Brody. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I copyright Depot, my name and all variations last year. That's fire. That is fire. You know what I'm saying? Copyright Depot. Man, that gives you standing. So now with that effectively, right? If you can get evidence of that, you can slide that joint out and get that shit authenticated. Now they gotta play your game. You know what I mean? That's some fire right there, man. Good looking out, hip hop. But yeah, man, that's some heat right there. Yes, indeed. But yeah, man, look, I'm about to wrap it up. I'm tired. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, get something to eat. I'm gonna hit this sack, get some rest for tomorrow, long day, and then I got other stuff to do this week too. A lot of running around to do. I hope you guys apply the information accordingly, man. Hope you learned something today. Thank you guys for teaching me. Always greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you for tuning in. This show jumps off because of you guys. I'm tripping. I didn't even put my banner on there. Damn. Yeah, this show jumps off because of you guys, man. Thank you so much. Hit that Cash App. Greatly appreciate that, man. Donate from my time. Anything helps. Greatly appreciate it. And always a pleasure. Same thing to you, Mike. Thank you, man. It's an old 1856 case, but it will forever be relevant as long as you know how to argue it. Fire, fire, fire. Okay. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'll look into that too, man. But yes, indeed, it is A6 to 4 National Born Natural. And we are out. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Sunday. God willing. Peace.